Nice and pillowy, succulent, juicy. These are barbecue pork char siu pao, and they're the best loved Chinese dim sum. If you don't believe me, try this recipe for yourself and you'll see why. Hello and welcome to another episode of Davina's Recipes for Life. In this episode, I'll be showing you how to make these pillowy delights, little joys, also called pao zi, pao or mantou. And they're the best loved Chinese snack. I've got to tell you that again. They're relatively light since they are steamed, and baos can come with any tasty fillings like vegetables, tofu, but this one is by far the most popular. It's a barbecue pork filling, and this one is a vegetarian version of that. So first, let's prepare our dough. In a bowl, I'm going to take 175 grams of cake flour. I'm going to add in about a tablespoon or 15 grams of white sugar, 1 teaspoon or 5 grams of baking powder, 1 teaspoon or 5 grams of instant yeast. Add in a pinch of salt last of all, and then mix everything together before adding 90 ml of lukewarm water, give or take, and then just mix it until you get a nice sticky dough. Now initially this dough is going to be very sticky and you're going to have to just basically knead it. I'm going to just knead it by hand. And this should take around 10 to 12 minutes until I get a nice smooth dough. Now if you're using dry active yeast, it's going to be a little bit different. You'll add 5 grams of that into another bowl along with 40 ml of your lukewarm water. And then you're just going to let that stand for about 5 minutes or 10 minutes until your yeast blooms. And then you're going to add that to your dough and bring that together. If you feel you need more water, then you add the remaining lukewarm water, which will be just 50 ml or more if you want. And then you're just going to knead the dough as I'm doing over here. The temperature of your water should be around 35 to 40 degrees Celsius or equivalent. So you're just going to knead the dough first until you get something like this. When your dough becomes nice and smooth, you're going to add about 11 grams or 3/4 tablespoon of softened butter and knead that for around 1 to 2 minutes or so until you get something like this. See how smooth and pillowy it is now? I'm just loving this dough. I'm going to coat this with some butter or oil first, and then I'm going to cover the dough with a damp cloth and then leave that for around 20 to 30 minutes. Now the dough is not going to rise much as yet, but this stage is very, very important. So first you're going to prepare your filling. While this is going on, you're going to heat around 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil and then add in about 3 to 4 shallots. Those are going to be chopped. You're going to saute this until nice and fragrant and then add in 150 grams of char siu. I've chopped them up into small pieces. Add a teaspoon of light soy sauce or tamari, vegetarian oyster sauce, about 1 tablespoon, 1 tablespoon hoisin sauce. We'll mix it well, then we will add in about half a teaspoon of vegetarian sambal belacan, as well as a little dark soy sauce. Now mix that again. Add in a pinch of white pepper and then a little cornstarch slurry. That's about 1 to 2 teaspoons of cornstarch mixed with about 2 to 3 teaspoons of water or as required. And then we're going to mix that up until it thickens. It gets a nice gelatinous texture. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to start shaping our pao. So what we're going to do is knock back our dough and then bring it together a little bit and then roll it out into nice elongated sausage kind of shape. You're going to cut that evenly into nice portions and then shape each portion into a ball. Once you've got your ball, you're going to roll out each ball of dough along the edges and leave the center a little bit thick. This is important so that it can hold your stuffing in. After you're done with that, you're going to pleat the slightly thinner edges and make a nice dumpling kind of shape as I'm doing over here, or use any method that you're comfortable to seal your pao. Once you're done with that, you are ready to place it inside your rice cooker, and here's how you do it. You're going to fill up your steamer or your rice cooker around halfway or so with water and then place a steaming dish on top. or any like utensil. You're going to put your bao on some parchment squares and then close the steamer once you're done with that. I'm using my rice cooker and I'm going to use the quick cook or steam setting for that. Now once your bao is slightly transparent but still nice and not like brown as such, but like a little dry, not so wet anymore, that means they're done. You can take them out and then you can serve it with your favorite sauces like sambal belacan, vegetarian, or soy sauce, or anything you like basically, or you can just enjoy them as it is. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time with another wonderful recipe.